I'm comedian Michael Halcomb, and with me, Brandon Latak. And tonight, we got a lot coming for you. We're going to discuss comedic persona. We're going to work on some jokes. We're going to talk about gigs that we've had, upcoming gigs. And then we got some interesting headlines, some stuff going on in Denmark at a zoo, and the whole world going dark and all kinds of things. You're not going to want to miss all this. It's going to be fun. So stick around and find out.
It's the Pro-Life Podcast.
It's pro-life, pro-life, a movement and a podcast. It's pro-life, pro-life.
All right, this is the Pro-Life Podcast. Michael Halcomb here. Brandon, how's it? I'm doing all right.
Michael, good. How are you, man?
Bothering me, bro. But, I had to cancel a podcast with somebody else the other day. So,
What is it, cold sore or what?
So I think I got sunburned, and then I didn't put any stuff on, chapstick, and it got dry and cracked and then infected, I think. So yeah, now I'm living with the aftermath of all that. So I should have just had chapstick to begin with. Yeah, but yeah, that's what's going on. It hurts to laugh, actually, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, does it?
So,
because it's cracked. I'm drying up.
So what's good with you, man?
Nothing. So had a couple open mics this past week. Tried out some new jokes, so that was great. Yeah. So I think it's really fun, almost kind of in a scientific way, to bring different tags, say things differently, and just seeing what works and what doesn't work. And it's kind of interesting because you kind of lose a lot of stage fright or whatever, because if you look at it as a more scientific way of, all right, let's see how we do it, it's more methodical than, oh my gosh, I hope I don't say the wrong thing. It
reminds me, so
I guess you get what I'm saying?
Middle school, when we were doing science projects, right? And I remember one time I had this stupid science project where I was trying to determine the probability of a coin flip or something, right? And the whole point, right, is the hypothesis. You come up with a hypothesis, you test it out. And it's kind of what you're saying, man. You have a hypothesis on the front end that this punchline will work. You go test it out. See, if it doesn't, then you try the next hypothesis. Yeah, so there's definitely, I like the fact that you're saying that alleviates some of the stress or anxiety that might come with changing a joke or performing.
Yeah, because it's more trial and error than oh my gosh, I really hope this works.
And,
I'm banking on this one thing working.
When somebody in life tells us a joke, we laugh at it, then we forget it. It's really hard to remember a joke, right? And when you go up on stage and you tell a joke, the audience is going to hear it and laugh. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to leave and probably not think twice about it. You as the comedian, however, you go home and you watch the tape or listen to the tape or you play it back in your head 1,000 times and you overanalyze it, right? But the people aren't going to remember your jokes. They'll remember having a good time. Yeah.
That's so true. It's a really good point
exactly.
to put things in perspective, really. Yeah.
We need to find all these mind hacks that take the pressure off of ourselves. And that's one of them, dude. They're not going to remember the joke. And if you mess it up, move on to the next one and they'll forget it immediately. Yeah.
That is true. You could go up to somebody and go, hey, what'd you think of this joke? They'd probably go,
yeah,
what?
Exactly. Dude.
You told the joke on that?
I remember,
on cats?
I often would go before shows to the barbershop and just get a haircut, but also be telling treat them like the audience, the people in the barbershop. It's great. That's a great thing. So if you ever got a show and you need to test stuff on an audience, go to the barbershop or the salon or wherever. But I remember a time, dude, I told a joke and had the guy next to me cutting somebody else's hair was rolling, dude. And then 10 seconds later, I had already moved on, told another joke. And he's like, wait. How's that one joke go again? I want to steal that. He couldn't remember it. It was just a few seconds earlier. So, dude, people aren't going to remember our jokes, unless somebody's there to steal a joke.
Yeah.
Dude, people aren't going to remember our jokes.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. The barber goes, hey, I want to steal it.
What's that joke? Clients, when they came in, it was kind of barber related, but
yeah.
So
that's funny.
That's another sort of one of those things. I like if you can combine that. This is me testing out a hypothesis. If it doesn't work, nobody remembers anyway. Just move on. That I think that really can diminish anxiety or stress or nerves or whatever you might be dealing. But like those never go away.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like the adrenaline, as
Yep.
we've talked about before, doesn't ever go away. I don't know. Like for me, yeah, dude. Like,
and I
for
think that's
me,
good. That's what makes it fun.
I've been doing public speaking for 2.5 decades, and it never goes away. I've been doing it weekly for 20, plus years. It never goes away, dude. And like
is that energy? Is there more nervousness with a certain type of public speaking? Like, is comedy make you more nervous, or
comedy,
a presentation?
I don't really get nervous. It's just adrenaline, right? That's another mind hack. Like, I'm not nervous. This is just adrenaline. This is a good thing, right? But the comedy, yeah. So
where
like,
do you get
I
most
do a
adrenaline
lot of,
then?
I speak in the classroom. I speak in churches. Like I speak at conferences, and stand-up comedy, hands down, is like the most adrenaline rush. I've done a TED talk, I've done like all the kind of speaking things you can do, right? And this one, stand-up comedy, is consistently the adrenaline rush. Like on nights where there's like 3 shows in a row, like on a Saturday night where you have like, I don't know, like a 6:30, an 8:30, and a 10:30 or something like that. Even like each show, dude, like you still have the adrenaline rush before, you just ran it back twice and you're getting ready to do it a third time. It's still the adrenaline rush, dude.
Yeah, same exact jokes. And I'm guessing for each of those shows, it's almost a different feel in the room too.
Yeah.
Based on the crowd too, huh?
Yeah. So how did your stuff go? Like, how was it received?
Good. Let's see. Yeah, everything was received well. So what my main goal was for this was to be more present in the set and with the audience. So I felt, and that's more of like an internal thing. You can see it externally, but that's more of an internal thing, I think. And I felt through the entire set, I felt a lot more connected to the audience.
What do you attribute that to?
I didn't get, go ahead. One was, I think I made sure I had my my jokes nailed down, but I also made sure I didn't remember them word for word. I just had kind of keywords and punchlines. That was huge, just having keywords and punchlines. And then also by me making sure like I know what joke is next, I don't have to try to remember what joke is next. Then I was able to kind of play with the audience a little bit instead of me like wanting to get to the next joke so I don't forget it. It was, I say the joke, I can play around with the audience a little bit and then go back. And then, yeah. So I felt like that was remembering my set list and then remembering my jokes, but not word for word. Probably the two best. And just being silly and being goofy through the entire thing was helpful too. Because I felt like I could be more myself than me just standing up there talking to people.
So you got some stuff coming up this week or what?
Yeah, yep. I've got 2 or 3 open mics this week and potentially a contest show too. So potentially tomorrow. Yeah.
For me, and no
how about you?
This past week, had a guest, so we've been hosting the guest. But yeah, coming off the big conference show, it's been nice to catch my breath. But I have 4 shows on the horizon. 3 of those are paid, and potentially a 4th because it's a comedy contest. I just got booked for that today, so that's in like 2 weeks. We'll see how that goes. I'm really looking forward to that. It's at a great venue here, and it'll be fun. But I know a lot of comics, dude, before they like have shows like that, like to hit as many open mics as possible. But I like to catch my breath, and if I feel desperate for an open mic, I'll go to it. But I feel like that can sometimes be a distracting atmosphere. Not always, but sometimes. All right. So
why is that? What's your thought on that?
One, depending on where you're at, they're expecting a certain kind of material. So I might go into this one venue that draws this certain type of crowd, and they're expecting these kinds of jokes, and that might not be at that open mic even part of what I'm going to be doing for a bigger show. So like going and doing it is kind of irrelevant at the moment. The other part of that is it takes hours, right, to go to an open mic. You got to drive there, you got to drive home, you got to get there and wait till you're turn, and it's just like you burn hours, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't enjoy that aspect of it. And as somebody with kids, like I'd rather be with my family in the evenings. That to me is the hardest part of stand-up comedy right now in this season in my life. Like, I want to be
Yep,
with
I
my
agree with you.
family in the evenings. Like in our family, we have dinner together every night, right? I'm not going to sacrifice that for comedy all the time, right? So like,
yeah. A lot of times I try to get the
right.
the later night ones just for that reason. So
Exactly.
I can have
Like,
dinner every night with them.
so there's that aspect of it too. I don't know. Like sometimes, like, all right, so like I knew I had the religious conference coming up. I know in my mind, like I have a church show coming up that I got hired for, like 30 minutes. I got a clean show coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That's 30 minutes. I got a theater show coming up that's 15. Those will all be 3 very, very clean shows, squeaky clean shows, right? And I can do religious jokes and stuff like that. At the open mic, can't do those jokes. They're not going to fly. Nobody's going to like them, probably won't even understand them. So I'm dialed into like what's coming up on the horizon and, focusing my energy on that. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I find that maybe it's just because I'm newer. I'm kind of working on different tags and things like that. My biggest challenge sometimes is just remembering the jokes I'm going to tell, especially if I try to change too many things. I find like even if I go to an open mic, even though it's maybe not well attended, it actually helps me lock in the joke for maybe a bigger contest or something like that.
I think, dude, like every seasoned comedian is going to tell you to get on stage as much as possible. Like, and it's great advice. Doesn't matter where it is, But when it starts cutting into like prep for actual like shows, like paid gigs where you have an expectation and a contract, that's different. But I remember watching a little documentary about Mark Normand a few months back, and he was doing like 10 open mics in one night, dude. Like just he'd do one, get in a taxi, go to the next one, boom, 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 and just working out jokes like every night like that. And it's like, dude, that's exhausting. But I don't know if he had kids at the time. I don't know if he was married. All that makes a difference, And
but you think about that though, you do not have any stage fright if you are going like from 10 open mics. I mean, by the 5th one, you do not care. I'm guessing at that point, you're like, I'm going to get up and hammer these jokes.
Like for me, I kind of calculate things a little differently. So if you think about this, like an open mic is typically what, 3 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, rarely 7 minutes. Yeah, in Hawaii, 7 minutes.
3 to 5.
A lot of mics were 7 minutes.
Yep.
The Thursday mics were 7 minutes. And the Friday mics were 15 minutes. So that's it, but usually 3 to 5, right? Think about this. If you do, I don't know, 5 mics a week, you get 3 minutes, right? That's only 15 minutes a week that you get to talk in front of people. Now, you multiply that across a month, that ends up being 1 hour for a whole month that you got to talk in front of people. Well, as a professor, I talk in front of 30 people for an hour and 20 minutes at a time, like, I don't know, 10 times a week, So I'm getting 10 hours from that. And if I'm speaking in church, right, dude, there's 30 to 45 minutes right there. So like you multiply that out over years and you get a lot of time up in front of people. Right.
So if you are let's say you're not a professor, you don't speak at church, what are things that you could do besides doing the open mics? One of them,
podcasting. Yeah. You learn how to talk in front of a camera. If you have people like we're doing right now, you learn how to talk to other people. So that's like an easy one. Go to the barbershop, find a barbershop where you can workshop jokes for them, dude. Like it's free except getting a haircut. And if they like you enough, you can come in whenever you want and sit on the bench or sit in a chair and run jokes. Right. So.
Well, I go to Petco. So we'll see what you think.
If your spouse is cutting your hair, if you go to Petco, go to the barbershop. So that's a really good one. A lot of people maybe wouldn't think of that, right? So those are like,
and they probably give some honest feedback too.
They will not laugh, dude. If it's not funny, the barbershop ain't
they'll
laughing.
roast you.
They ain't laughing. So yeah, those are two really good ones, in my opinion. Podcasting, go to the barber shop, and if you're really desperate, dude, call an Uber, ride around for 15, 20 minutes, just workshop jokes on the Uber driver. I've never done that, but it's an idea,
Funny.
So
Yeah.
spouses typically are not the best to run material on. They like know you, and I don't know. They're just more critical. They think you're trying too hard. You're not being your authentic self or
Yeah.
whatever. But spouses typically aren't great to run jokes on.
Or you try pieces of jokes at a time. And then once you get it all together, they're like, yeah, I've already heard this joke. It's like, yeah, but this is all together now.
Dude, I have a bad habit of like running jokes wherever I go too. Like I'm always trying jokes out on people. And like at church, I try to sneak jokes in all the time. I'm talking to funeral, wherever. So,
Funerals.
The grocery store checkout line, bro. That's a good one. Run a joke on the cashier.
So those types of jokes, I mean, it's got a setup and punchline. Are you telling your Italy joke that's 4 minutes?
No, I'm not telling
5 minutes.
But I can tell
Excuse
a part
me.
of it.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Especially if it's relevant. So I'm always looking for ways to sneak jokes in, dude. And on the like flip side of that, I'm always open to receive anything that's a potential joke. And like one of the things with me and you, dude, like every day we're like texting each other back and forth jokes all day long, all night, dude. Like, so I enjoy that. That's fun. And if you can find somebody to do that with, that's huge, man. I told you, was it last night? I was like, I was literally praying for months for somebody to be a comedy buddy. And dude, you're an answer to prayer.
And you're like, damn it, this guy.
So,
God.
Yeah, literally, dude. You can sign off here tonight and go tell your wife, dude, I'm an answer to prayer.
First time in my life I've answered. It is helpful. But you know what's funny too is it's almost like if something bad happens or annoying happens, now my mindset is, could this be like joke material instead of me flipping my crap and then,
dude.
You know what I mean? Just getting so pissed off. Like now I'm like, this is a horrible situation.
Exactly.
Like, how could this be punched up
be
or
wide
funnier?
open to that. I mean, it's because it literally that material like is around us 24/7, dude, and it's just a matter of observing it. That's it. Like it's like
and it's really whatever is annoying, which is dude, it's probably annoying to 99% of humans too. I mean,
it's like they're 24/7. It's like God, like he's around 24/7. You just got to observe, and the joke material the same. It's ever present almost. Yeah, man. So what else we got going?
Right. Yeah, let's talk a little bit. We've actually talked a lot about this last night of developing your stage persona, and almost not like a character or not like somebody that is, I'm a cartoon, but you have your real life persona, but you also have your stage persona, which can sometimes be an exaggerated form of yourself.
Like a degree or two off of who you really are. And I think that's a kind of helpful way to think about it. But it's really important. And it's like we were talking too about, I think it's like just sort of myth, this whole it takes 5 to 10 years to find your voice, your persona. I don't agree with that, dude. I think probably that's truer for young comedians, like, in their teens, 18, 19, or in their 20s, who haven't lived a lot of life yet, But for someone who's, been through college, who's had jobs, had kids, who's been married, like you've lived life, and like it's out of all those things that you kind of learn who you are and what you're about and what your values are, and so I think it maybe doesn't take nearly as much time to really dial into a persona when you're a little bit older as when you're younger.
You know what it could be too, though, is kind of like your fundamentals. I know in hockey, if you cannot skate, you can't do anything. Like you can't pass the puck, you can't shoot the puck. a lot of times your first 2 years,
Right.
you're learning even how to write a joke correctly. If you don't know how to write a joke correctly, I mean, good luck trying to find your persona, because you're not getting laughs to understand like, oh, people like this version of me, you know? So I'm wondering if like the first step is, you know, how do I write a joke? How do I make it efficient? You know, all of those things, those fundamentals. And then maybe that almost comes next. You know, there can be flavors of it at the beginning, but yeah, that I don't know if I'm like, if that's correct or not. It's just kind of a theory that popped in my head.
You know, I teach comedy. So this class that I'm working on developing, I am going to try this time to put helping each person in the class find their persona first. And then the second session will be about, it'll start to get into basic joke structure. It'll get more complex as things go on. But like, I don't know. I'm thinking like if you can really dial into who you are. So dude, I was watching this documentary the other night. It's called Dying Laughing. And all these, so the producer keeps asking all the comedians that's being interviewed, who are you? And repeatedly, some of the comedians have been doing comedy like 8-10 years. Like they're saying, who are you? And the comedian's like, still trying to figure that out. Don't know yet. Right. So if you can have somebody help you dial into who you are, or at least who people perceive you to be, how you present, dude, that's a huge hurdle to cross. And once you have the language for that, you can start to crystallize everything. And we've talked about some of that on here before. You know, Mike Lucas uses that, the blank guy, that kind of formula. I think that's helpful, dude. Like, I think that's a really helpful thing. But I was doing this in my writing class last year. I have student write what's called log lines. And I think those are really helpful too. You know, a log line essentially just like a really short description of like a movie or a movie character. It's like the basic plot of a movie, right? I was going to try to pull up an example here, but you know, I don't know what's a good movie like everybody knows. I don't know, like Happy Gilmore 1. Did you watch Happy Gilmore 2, by the way?
Titanic?
Dude, I stopped halfway through.
No, did you? Is it good?
I couldn't shit out.
I watch.
Really?
I watch one movie a year.
You said
usually.
that so seriously.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. So this year I spent it on that Atomic Bomb. No, maybe that was last year. The last movie I've seen is that Atomic Bomb movie.
I watched like.
Did you see that movie where the guy?
It was so slow I couldn't like get through it. Yeah.
It was a long movie, and there were a lot of scenes where it's like, all right, we get the point. We get the point. Move on.
Anyways, yeah. So let me see if I can. So I do this with my students, have them write log lines about their lives, right? And so like I have a lot of college students, so they're coming, and so they'll often say something like, a young college baseball player leaves a small hometown and ventures to college for the first time, trying to figure out life away from his parents. And that's like a log line. And I feel like that's a great place to start. Like, hey, tell me just who you are in this season right now. And then we'll like boil it down. So that makes you the what guy or the what girl. Crystallizing it like that to be really helpful. Even for me, I'm still doing that. Even I think for you, you're still doing that. It's morphing, like I've talked about before on here. What, like on the trend?
Yeah, it evolves.
Oh, go ahead.
The other thing is like when you're on stage with those jokes, keeping that same persona. So as an example, you're a very clean comic. So when you're up there, if all of a sudden you start talking about like you going to a strip club, all of a sudden then it's like, wait, that does not fit this person's persona. Then almost the whole act, it's not an act, but the whole seems a little tainted. Like, wait, was he lying there or is he lying now? Or like, it makes no sense. Why would this person be going there?
The audience sniffs that inauthenticity, dishonesty out really fast. Yeah, I agree with that, dude. And so one of the reasons like I've been so like obsessed with this persona thing is because if you can consistently write jokes out of that and keep in that frame when you're up in front of people, dude, that goes a long way. It like prevents you from doing exactly what you just said, like making the audience have a jarring experience. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's
right.
important. Like that persona
Yep.
stuff is, yeah, I don't know. It's worth.
It's actually helpful. It makes it easier to write because when something happens and you want to write a tag, you just think,
Yeah.
what would this person
Yeah.
do or say? You know, as opposed to, all right, let's try to come up with crazy tags or whatever. What are the
Right.
crazy
Right.
tags that person would do and say?
And a great exercise here is to try to write in the voice of another comedian. Like imagine you were hired as a joke writer for them and see if you can write a joke in their persona, right? Their voice. And I would say like too that we have a multitude of voices, but they all contribute to this one persona. And you can kind of shift in and out of voices even within the persona, right? So I'm a professor, but I'm also like a father and a husband, and a Christian, and whatever else. So I can like utilize those voices, tap into those voices as long as they're aligning still with the overall persona. So yeah, I think so.
Even though it's like
Yeah.
different, it could be different. Like
Right.
you wouldn't hate
So
your
if I'm
students,
if
but
I'm the if I'm
I'm just joking.
speak for yourself. Just kidding. If I'm the unaware mess, right? The unaware mess, then
Yep.
how does that factor into the father voice, right? My kid's doing something, or my kid does something, and then how do I, the unaware mess, react to that? Or yeah, the professor, or in my marriage, that's where a lot of the jokes, land, because like I'm unaware, or I present as unaware of the consequences of me saying or doing this certain thing, right? So, um, I think
Yeah.
it works well that way. But yeah, that's my own thinking, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You want to work on a joke? Cool. All right. Let's do your joke first.
I just wrote this one yesterday, just sitting around, and it popped into my head. Wrote it last night. I took my kids to the movie theater last weekend. Show starts. So does the guy behind us with a phone. I'm ignoring it, biting my tongue, and eventually, in front of everyone, I turn around and say, "Hey, can you put that on speaker?" Sure, I paid for movie tickets, but I gotta hear how your call ends. Also, you probably don't want to upset your parole officer. So that's the joke. Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Nice. Yeah. I know you just
Yep.
wrote this, so it's not,
Yeah,
there's some
sure.
fat here. Do you want me to tell you about the fat? Okay. You can take out theater and just say movies.
The movies.
Took my kids to the movies last weekend.
Last week.
And you
I don't
could
even
say
gotta say
last
that, dude. I
week.
just took my kids to the movies.
It doesn't have to.
I can just say I just took my kids to the movies.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yep. Show starts. So does the guy behind us with the phone. Yep. That's good. I'm ignoring it. Biting my tongue is kind of redundant.
Biting
you could
my
say,
tongue.
I'm biting my tongue.
What if I'm like I'm stewing a little bit or something like that? Kind of to build the anticipation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
brewing. Yeah.
I'm
Build the
stewing.
tension.
I'm stewing a bit. I don't know. I'm stewing a bit. Biting my tongue. Yeah. I'm stewing a bit. Biting my tongue. Eventually. I don't even really need to say it in front of everyone, do I? It's implied.
No, because, eventually I turn around and say, hey, can you put that on speaker?
We need to emphasize the word that. I don't know. Can you put that on speaker? Hey, can you put that on speaker? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I paid for tickets. I don't need to say movie tickets. Sure, I paid for tickets, but I gotta hear how your call ends.
Or you could say how this call ends.
I gotta hear how this call ends.
Instead of tell your parole officer, I say hi.
So maybe? I was trying to keep parole officer last as the surprise. Oh, I could just do.
I get it. Yeah.
Also, say hi to your parole officer, or tell your say hi to your parole. Yeah.
Send my regards to your parole officer.
Yeah, I like that. I don't need to say 8-bit up there. I'm stewing, biting my tongue. See, I love this, like cutting out these words like this. Yeah. So the first joke is 19 words. So right in the sweet spot for me, 18 to 22 words. The second joke is 18. Perfect. And the last two are even shorter. So third joke is what? 12 words. And also send my regards to your parole officer. It's like 8 words. That's great, dude. Like just shortening it like that. None of those jokes go over 22 words, which is my personal.
Yeah, and you could even take the
Right.
also out. Just send my regards to your parole
Sure,
officer.
I paid for tickets. Sure, I paid for tickets, but I gotta hear how this call ends, right? Just being a smart aleck. And send my regards to your parole officer. Yeah. I just took my kids to the movies. Show starts. So does the guy behind us with a phone. It's not really that funny. I feel like it could be punched up. Just took my kids to the movies. Show starts.
Mm-hmm.
And so does the guy behind us with a phone. I wonder if it needs that, like, and so does the guy behind us with a phone. The wording there.
Let's see. With a flip phone.
And so does the
What
guy
kind of
behind us
phone
with
would be
a
funny?
tablet-sized phone. That's kind of funny, like a huge phone, a tablet-sized phone. Yeah.
You could almost do an act out of like your
He's
hand.
like this big. 2 hands.
Yeah.
Or he's like got it like this, and then he's like two. That's funny. Yeah, the act out there. That's good.
Cheapskate doesn't want to pay for cellular, so he's on Wi-Fi on FaceTime.
Phone. That's funny. So the Wi-Fi idea.
Yeah.
Cheapskate doesn't want to pay for a plan, so he's using the theater's Wi-Fi. That's funny. All right, so let me run through it one more time. See, I just took my kids to the movies. The show starts, and so does the guy behind us with a tablet-sized phone. Cheapskate doesn't want to pay for a plan, so he's using the theater's Wi-Fi. I'm stewing, biting my tongue, and eventually I turn around and say, "Hey, can you put that on speaker? Can you put that on speaker? Sure, I paid for tickets, but I gotta hear how your call ends." I think that's interesting. Your instead of this. Send my regards to your parole officer. So that's better. I like it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking comedy math though. The cheapskate doesn't want to pay for a plan and using theater's Wi-Fi. There's no way that you would know that.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? It's like it's funny, but how would you know that?
Yeah.
So
what if he's trying to use my hotspot?
would that confuse you?
You know, that's kind of funny.
Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, he keeps asking to use your hotspot.
Hotspot. Cheapskate doesn't want to pay for a plan, so he keeps asking to use my hotspot. I'm stewing, biting my tongue. Eventually I turn around and say, "Hey, can you put that on speaker?" Sure, I paid for tickets, but I gotta hear how your call ends. Send my regards to your parole officer. There's a big jump there. I feel like there's something needed between the call ends and parole officer, but so yeah.
Do you really need the sure I paid for tickets, but I got to hear how this call ends? Could you just take out sure I paid for tickets and just say I gotta hear how this call ends? It gets to the actual punch quicker, you know? Like, hey, can you put that on speaker? I gotta hear how this call ends. Maybe not. I kind of like your setup now that I think.
Gotta hear how your call ends. Dying to hear how your
kind of like your setup that you had before as far as just pacing.
Yeah. I'll leave it at that for now. So maybe 5 jokes there.
Cool.
All right. What about you? What do you got?
Yeah, I did this today. I wrote this today. If I got divorced, I'd threaten to steal the kids in front of the judge. This would guarantee I'd have supervised visits. So I'd have someone help watch the kids. I'm not watching those crackheads.
So help me understand what's you're saying the judge is going to help you, or the judge is going to appoint someone like CPS to help you watch the kids? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, like, if you get divorced, a lot of times you have to watch the kids on your own, which my wife's really good at it. I'm horrendous at it. So if we get divorced, which I don't think we're going to, but if we get divorced, I'm going to go in front of the judge and say, I'm going to steal the kids. So then that guarantees CPS will like come with them. So then they'll help watch the kids
from the frame of like free babysitting. That, not having to pay for a sitter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I like that.
Sometimes some nights it's hard to find a sitter, You know, I don't want to pay. You know, something along those lines. That would be a total reframing of it somehow. But
or could it almost be you're talking about like cost savings or like money saving hacks, and like this would be your money saving hack.
What if you frame like divorces or like divorces are expensive. So if I got divorced, like, you know, like I'd want to save money. I wouldn't want to pay a sitter, you know. So I'd threaten to steal the kids in front of the judge. But I don't know. That's like veering off of your original here. Just an idea. If I got divorced, I'd threaten to steal the kids in front of the judge. This would guarantee I'd have supervised visits. So I'd have someone to help watch the kids.
Almost like a babysitter kind of. I'd have someone to babysit the kids would be better than watch the kids. Because babysit the kids would be more drastic than me also doing it.
Steal the kids in front of the judge. Huh.
Is that too much for them to remember in one line? Divorced, steal kids, judge.
Yeah, maybe.
Feel like that's, and then I basically give them another setup on top of that, you know?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Interesting. If I got divorced, I'd threaten to steal the kids in front of the judge. If I got divorced. So what's the funny part?
What if I took out in front of the judge?
The funny part is,
to simplify it,
you're actually getting free babysitting, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to find a way to not have to watch the kids on my own. Right. Where most people are fighting for like custody, tooth and nail for custody. I'm doing the opposite, so I don't have to watch the kid. Yeah,
this would guarantee I'd have supervised visits. If I got divorced. Yeah, I don't think you need that.
What if I took out in front of the judge? Because that'll create tension right away. If I got divorced, I'd threaten to steal the kids. And then people will think like
yeah, then you would say
what the hell?
Something like this. The court would guarantee I'd have supervised visits. Or as I call it, there you go, or as I call it, someone to help babysit.
Yeah. A babysitter.
Yeah.
Or as I call it, a babysitter. Yeah.
If I got divorced, I'd threaten to steal the kids. The court would guarantee I'd have supervised visits. Or as I call it, free babysitting. Yeah. All right. Can you do something besides
I'm not watching those crackheads alone.
Like I'm thinking like what's a more appropriate analogy? Like I get like the crackheads are like manic, right?
I guess before you're judging that word, like I'd like you to meet my kids and then
I hear you.
I'm just joking.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna say that. Anyways. I'm not.
Let's see. I'm not watching those feral cats.
So what if we use some legal terminology instead of crackheads, like convicts, or what is it called when a kid gets taken or appointed or marked or like something by CPS? Like what if? Yeah, well, maybe an orphan. I'm not watching those. The foster, that kind of thing.
Oh,
like,
a foster kid, right?
They get kind of labeled as something. Yeah, I don't know, orphans, fosters, there's all kinds, but or as I call it, free babysitting. So I'm just wanting to try to keep the second line, the tag there, in the realm of legality. But I don't know if you're able to. That might be best analogy.
I guess what's your thought? I guess why would that be funny? Because we're talking about court.
I'm just thinking if you could tap into some like funny legal term here, like I don't know. That's where my mind is. I don't know if that's right, but
yeah, I agree. Like crackheads is kind of overplayed too. It's almost like the go-to thing you'd say for someone nuts, or at least for me. But yeah, there'd be a funnier way to describe my kids, I think.
Yeah, like emotional grenades, or I don't know, like therapy bills with legs. I don't know, like I'm thinking of like all kinds of, things like that. Terrorists might be one. Barely house trained is kind of funny idea for kids, I think. Petri dishes, like germs. Those are things when I think of young kids. Yeah. I don't know. So just trying to think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll think of that part. But the main part of the joke, I think, that got a lot tighter, a lot more punchy.
I think this one's worth trying this week, dude. The first line, anyways. I think so.
You think
Yeah.
so? Give it a shot. Is this type of joke? Do you think it has a potential to split the room?
Maybe.
I guess with my goofy persona,
Yeah, I mean, what
I
joke
feel like I
doesn't
could get
have
away
the
with it.
potential to do that? You know?
Yeah, what good joke doesn't? Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had people tell me, don't start your set by telling people you're religious. You know, I've had people say, don't start your sets with animal jokes because immediately you're going to divide the room. And then I heard Daniel Tosh when I saw him live several months ago. He comes out and he says, like, in the first couple of minutes of the show, he addresses that. He's like, you know, people say don't say A, B, or C because it'll alienate your audience. And he's like, he says something to the effect of,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. But he like makes it very apparent, like, I don't care if like I alienate my audience because I'm still making X amount of dollars. I think that's how he framed it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
But
That's
those are
true.
also his people too.
Maybe,
you know?
dude. Every good joke does probably have that potential to split a room. Right. Yeah.
It's almost how I present it too.
I think it's a funny joke. All right.
Okay. That's one of those you just have to stand in the pocket. If you act scared, then the crowd's going to be scared. If you act confident,
right. Another way,
the crowd
dude,
will probably go with you.
To distance yourself from that so you don't divide a room is blame it on somebody else. You know, my brother just got divorced.
Oh, sure.
In court, he threatened to steal the kids, which guaranteed him that he had supervised visits, or as he calls it, free babysitting. Now you're out of the crosshairs.
Yeah, and I could, if it's still a little tight, I can act how crazy that is. Almost like, can you believe it?
And then you could do like,
great.
Sometimes
That's a great call
when,
on that too.
When CPS isn't available, he calls me. I ain't watching those crackheads, and it's funny. That's a little funnier if you're talking about his kids as crackheads. I don't know why, but it just is.
Sure.
So the joke might work better that way, actually, shifting it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're almost, it's almost like the authority laugh of it. So everyone is laughing at that one person with you.
Right.
You know, like everyone's better than this one person being horrible to their family, their kids. And you're right along there laughing with them.
So it might work better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Thank you. That was good. Let's go over some news here. You sent me some dandies this weweek. So
are you going to screen share any of this, or are we just going to talk about it?
Denmark.
You can if you're able.
Yeah, you want to screen share it? Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So the zoo in Denmark, that's the one you're talking about right now?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. So the zoo in Denmark asked people to donate their small pets as food
this is
for captive
wild,
predators.
Oh, dude. I have 2 dogs, yeah.
Do you have any pets?
One of my dogs is 17, almost 18 years old in human years. Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like I was reading through it. And like they're getting picky. They're like, oh, if you could send your non-sick or healthy animals, like, dude, you're asking people to send their pets.
Zoo
like
is
pets.
just a front for a Taco Bell. So,
oh my, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Dude. Why is this a Taco Bell address? We're sending it to?
That's crazy.
Kind of gross. The other thing though is, do you like? I don't know. These people are okay. It wants guinea pigs, rabbits,
dude. It's
chickens.
all part of their new exhibit called Petting Zoo Buffet.
Petting buffet. They're also interested in receiving horses.
Dude.
Do you have a horse you'd like to
I think
feed
this
a tiger?
Finally is like the ethical solution to getting rid of my neighbor's cat. So,
oh my goodness. Could you imagine how many neighbors' animals would be sent in?
Yep.
Here, I got one for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, in related news, this zoo in Denmark is also asking for donations for their lawyers. Like they're a crazy thing, bro.
It's just like, it's almost read the room like you're asking for your animals in captivity. Yeah. So you're essentially like, I mean, it's borderline animal abuse a little bit, you know, like who knows what this could almost be like Joe Exotics.
It's feeding pets to pets.
Zoo, you know, I don't think this is the San Diego Zoo we're dealing with. What? Yeah. Feeding pets to pets. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Denmark version of Joe Exotic.
Yeah, that's a crazy story, dude. The
Complain about
Aalborg
Cheryl
Zoo.
Bastion. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, nuts. Let's see here. So we got another story. Okay. All right, I'm going to share. Sorry, I'm new to the internet.
Get on with it, dude, or I'm going to send you to the zoo in Denmark. Yeah.
This is Brandon, my pet. All right, so
I like the headline, little student. It's just like such weird wording for a headline.
You see it?
Not elementary student or fifth grade student, little student. Little student gets suspended for telling his teacher that her breath stinks, dude. And so it's a white teacher. So this little black boy told the white teacher her breath stinks. So
little student.
This, I think, is a case of bracism. I don't know. It's just like you, right.
Racism.
Exactly.
This
is like
this. So this had to go like to the principal for him to get suspended. I can see like how maybe she gets offended.
Miss Rotting mouth, Miss Rotting teeth.
I mean, doesn't the principal agree with?
Yeah, let's read some of these comments, dude. Like, I think some of these are probably hilarious. Oh man, yeah, these are good.
Child was right button.
What else do we got?
Working in dental for 15 years, I guarantee he was right.
Oh, dude. So funny. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo as
surely
Exhibit
he
A.
needs a little talk about politeness, just like she perhaps needs a talk on dental hygiene.
Dude, so funny. These are great, dude. Love how they put this picture on here, dude. It's so perfect. Because that's like what everybody's talking about is the teeth.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Oh, right.
After the news reporter asked her to comment.
Could you imagine, like, this kid's about to be suspended, and with this girl, she's like, "All right, we want a news story on this." Hey, ma'am, would you mind closing your mouth?
Dude, yes. Right. Oh, man, we're going back to masks. That's good. Oh, gosh, I can smell it through the picture. Somebody said,
"Ma'am, can you wear a face mask?" Oh, COVID's back? No.
Oh, dude, it's so funny.
Yeah. Just you.
Was this the one about the eclipse? Oh, yeah, dude.
Cool. All right, here's another one. Pull it up here. Yes, the eclipse. The whole world will go dark for 6 minutes on August 2nd. Oh, that's 2 days ago. In a once-in-a-century solar eclipse. Oh, here's you. Here's you. Did y'all base your calculations on the Mayan calendar again? Nothing happened.
That comment, that's brilliant.
Literally gets dark every day, bro. Yeah, I swear these once in a lifetime things happen twice a year. Like, dude, that is so true. It's where these once in a lifetime things happen twice a year, it is so true. These things, dude. It feels like they happen all the time, like every year.
Yep. I feel exactly the same. It's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, dude. Pete. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, what time can I be at Walmart?
Yes, stuff's funny, bro.
That is funny.
I was outside all day. It did not happen.
There's so many funny people on the internet.
There are, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Some of the things people say, I'm jealous of the quick-wittedness of some people sometimes, man. Funny stuff, bro.
Yeah.
But, well, man, a good chat tonight. Thanks for getting the stuff ready. Thanks everybody for tuning in, watching. Please like, comment, mostly reshare. That'd be huge. Check out brandocomedy.com, michaelhalcom.live, and hopefully we'll have another site up in the near future. We got some good comedy stuff in the mix we can't really talk about right now, but pretty cool stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to stop there and say we hope that helps. Okay, let's see.
It's the Pro-Life Podcast.
It's pro-life, pro-life, a movement and a podcast. It's pro-life, pro-life.